Here is a presentation, and we're starting with a question. Is the Deepdom, which is Heatmap, on the platform called Deepcharts? Is the Deepdom and Deepcharts are good? If not, why do I call it deep crap? With question mark. Does that really deserve the question mark? Or maybe that is too much? Let's take a look at that, because I feel in my heart that it is a really achievement by the Andrea Semi and Fabio and a bunch of their friends and Enrico, all of that. It's a great achievement what they put so much efforts. About 2 years it took them to develop the Deepdom or Heatmap alone. Okay, so now, and I'm asking, why is that took like over 2 years, by the way, to develop it? You're going to see the answer, logical answers why. Now, but before we're going to go and celebrate that we've got some comrades, we've got some people who finally trading order flow. Why? Because the order flow trades not by many people, even not many people understand the concept. Many people say the word order flow, but they like glue that order flow, the expression or the word or dictionary or the particular way of like order flow. They have no idea. It took me quite a bit a while to understand what is the order flow. And the order flow is simply, it's not the footprint, it's not the big trades, it's not the heat map. It is the flow of orders between four participants. Because the other concept is the price action concept, which I've been in that concept for years and I love that. But the price action concept is looking at the ranges and the candles on the different time frames and judging, okay, the charts by the candles and the combination of the candles and in ranges, okay? And that is not enough for people who want to truly understand market and depart from the Forex alone. Because in the Forex, it's a right mentality probably that there's a buyers and there's a sellers. Buyers and sellers. That's easy peasy, very like simple, stupid, nonsense, stupid to any blonde concept, right? But actually, when you discover, if you're going to go to the futures market, oh, that there's a centralized exchange. It's not by the broker who decided what show it to you on your charts when you trade and fool you, but there is a centralized exchange where every single order is matching with somebody else's order. And finally, boom, there is a 4 participants in the market. There's aggressive seller, an aggressive buyer, and there is a passive buyer, seller, and the passive buyer. Oh, how is that comes? Because there is not a buyers and sellers, but there is a 2 sides on buyer side and on the seller side. So there's a 4 participants, and for many people, it is absolute revelation that buyers and sellers on the one side never seeing each other. Their order never match with each other. And the buyers and sellers on the passive side never match with each other. So they actually cross matching. Okay? That's how the orders is matching on the CME exchange, for example. And the beauty of that you able to see every single order with a special software. You can see your own orders when you execute, when you put it as a limit order, whatever the way you put it, it is visible on the market. Now it's become a transparent atmosphere or environment for you and me to trade, where no broker anymore from any Forex exchange will fool you and me. Now we can trade based on the data. Okay? Yes, some data is hidden, but we able to uncover what is hidden with the X-ray, look through the candles and see why the candles is actually stops over here and doesn't go further or opposite way. We can understand internal mechanics, what's going on in the candle. which called action market, not the price action, but the action market, like auction. When you go to the dealer and you want to buy or sell, used cars, and that's exactly what's going on. So now that's a very different mentality. That's what means the order flow. It is flow of the orders from this person on aggressive side of the market, okay, who want to sell to the buyer on the passive side of the market. And the seller that put passively their limit orders, waiting for the price to come with the aggressive buyer and match that price, boom, and trigger the order, and orders is getting matched. That is what is the order flow. This is the concept that now taking over the mind of the traders. And by the way, I have to say that there's many other people, not only Andrea and Fabio, is bringing attention to this type of trading, okay? But thank you to them as well. So my big respect that these people bringing the educational component, which they promote with an absolutely fantabulous marketing, some of that legal, some of that half legal, some of that shady, some of that, but they bring attention of the people to this type of mentality and of course indicators and type of trading, which is completely new. So everybody now is sick trade only the smart money and ICT, and they're looking what's not enough, and that's exactly the void that and Andrea and Fabio and many Carmen and many others, by the way, filling in. I can give you other names outside of the Deep Charts team. Now, I have to say thank you, because it's bringing attention and it brings popularity to traders who now understand what's being missed for years. Now, but if I sell you my platform along with the education, you have to see when I talk really well and nice and smooth, and what actually you're getting inside of you, what you actually buying. That is the huge difference between education about the order flow, education about the indicators that we can use, and the systems that we use in place or models to trade, and the platform itself. Now, we actually going to the deeper, we're going to the platform. Let me go to the next slides. I hope it is actually in order. Now, you can make any screenshots, by the way, on the next slides that I'm going to share with you, because something is that when you are a great marketer like Andrea Simi or Andrea Chimi, whatever it is, and you want to highlight one part and you want to keep some other deficiencies or whatever the part in the shades, you don't want to expose them. If people will take attention too much to some stuff that you don't want to really talk about, then they're not going to buy the platform itself. And now, this is clearly for me, and probably not just only for me, that Andrea Simi and Fabio and his team is pushing the idea of the trade with the champions. There is a plenty of champions. If you ever been on the Ninja Trader championship, or not championship, the competition, you can see like vividly, or like it's gonna start like in a couple days right now. You can sign right now for their Ninja Trader competition. You will see with your own eyes how many people make a really good, awesome, and incredible trades, and they can educate as well, and they do provide great education. It's just mind-boggling. So it's not only two people who are like a champion in one sort and another. I'm not even doubt about that they are good traders. Okay, in fact, I think that the Fabio is probably one of the good traders, and there's some of his friends as well. But this is not the only. And now it looks like there's only one person on the planet can trade really well like Fabio. he knows it's not the true, and I don't think that he want to impress anybody that he is the only a great trader and you need to learn from him, unless you actually matching with his educational style. But now let's take a look and take our eyes away from the educational component, okay, which is probably deserved. Okay, I know some people like it, some people saying too much, some people it's like don't like that. It's always like that. But let's take our attention from the education to and marketing to the platform itself. And now what you're seeing on this screen right now is what they don't want people to know. Take attention or ask some kind of the questions and compare any platform. By the way, it's always about the platform, okay? Because if the platform is kind of like a clunky and it's not reputable, I mean, you need to know about that because you investing yourself in the platform. It's not just in the one or two indicators. What comes with along with the platform? Let's take a look at the components of the platform that you want to actually have or you want to avoid, okay? Or at least you want to know what questions to ask, because a lot of people have no idea what questions to ask when they're choosing the Deepcharts platform and they're choosing the NinjaTrader platform. Make a screenshot of this screen, please. Now, because I'm gonna compare the charts, not the charts, the platform side by side. What is the best order flow, my company, or the new Heatmap or free-heatmap.com is running on the Ninja. Okay, we choose the Ninja as our foundation and a base by reasons. Now, let's compare the two platform chart by side so you can see like point to point, point to point. And I'm going to give you about 5 points. Then I'm going to talk about the indicators and I'm going to compare the indicators, difference between in the indicators. Now, let's take a look. Now, the NinjaTrader platform is absolutely free. You can go over there right now, ninjatrader.com, boom, and open the free account. And you don't need to buy any of their indicators if you don't want to. Although they have a set of the indicators, you can upgrade it to the paid version. And with upgrading to the paid version, you also buying something else that Deepcharts cannot provide it for you. What it is, because the Ninja platform, it's a brokerage and the clearing house that gives you low commissions. Do I have the drawing tools over here so you can see what I'm talking about? This is the low commissions. Do you guys see this? Low commissions? Wow. Because Deepcharts not able to provide you with the low and less commissions. And when you trading every single day, if you are not just a day trader or a swing trader, but you actually a scalper, you inside of the day trader, you do like 3, 5, 10 or more trades because you are scalping. And that's what the order flow is let you do. The thing is, if you do at least maybe 10 to 20 scalps, that I usually do it like that, then the commissions is adding up on top of each other. Wow. So let me actually go and I'm gonna do a simple simple search on the boom boom Kraken. What was here we go. This is the simple search on the Google. Do you guys see my screen on the right side? So look at that. So the NinjaTrader is providing you account. Yeah, if you get a special account, then you see, look, you can have you trades going from the when you on a free plan is 39 cents and standard E-mini is $129.29. Micro is 39 cents, but standard E-mini contracts fee plan is $1.29. Okay. Now the monthly plan is also give you 10 cents less on the micro and about what 30 cents less on the mini contracts. And when you go to the lifetime plan, which I have, I pay only 9 cents on the micro, and the standard mini contracts is 59. How much do you save during one single month or even a week or even a year? This is like, dude, this is like a lot. That's adds up quickly. Guys, I trade for 14 years, maybe even more, and I saved a tons of money, and it's all reflected instantly on my trading. I can see how much commissions, because Ninja provide you a way to click and see how much commissions today being taken from you because of how many orders you've done. Okay, so Deep Charts is not able to provide you that kind of commissions, period. Is that important? No, you need to decide, is that important for you or not. The commissions is really matter. Yeah, but this is just the one beginning, what I'm talking about. The low commissions, yes, absolutely. And these guys don't provide any smaller commissions because they're not clearinghouse, they are not brokerage, okay? They can't do that. Guys, you need to think that the platform is what they started with Enrico and their friends. It is a lot of work because inside of the platform, for example, Ninja have another internal platform for traders to assemble their own indicators, submit it, and even sell. Okay, so that is another huge component. That's only one component I'm mentioning in the platform. That's why the Deep Charts platform, they don't allow anybody else from the side to build their own indicators because there's no such a piece of software built in. That's a lot. If you take in consideration that there's only two people, a father and his son is running the Deep Charts, the platform, it's like, dude, that's a lot. They need to build indicators, they need to do platform, they need to do agreements, they need to data feed, they need to do a lot of other things that I'm not even raising my eyebrows about, okay, or subject. That's a lot. What if one of them gets sick? The father is not too young, he's probably retired. Okay, I understand. But you know that retired person brain like mine doesn't do a sharp work anymore like it used to. Oh, I wish, okay? But what if the very nice, bright guy who is a coder, his son, gets sick or get on a binge drinking or maybe get on drugs or maybe 2 weeks in hospital? You see how many venues of work will be stopped at the very abruptly at the same time. That's a lot. Okay, so I'm just giving you examples. I'm not saying that I wish they get sick, absolutely no, but I'm saying if you rely only on a two people team for the platform, it's not the indicators, but it's a platform. That's huge load. Now on a Ninja trader, you're seeing the whole team, okay, of developers, and then plus, guys, I think that Andrea is actually sometimes listening what I'm talking about them, or maybe somebody is passing my vocabulary because one day I hear that Andrea is saying, "Oh, we also are ecosystem." I'm like, dude, Ninja trader. I mean, the deep charts is the ecosystem, and even the guy from the Bookmap says we're ecosystem. Guys, do you even understand what the ecosystem mean? I just typed in Google. Where is this ecosystem? Here we go. What is the Ninja Trader ecosystem? Do you guys see this screen? Ninja Trader ecosystem is massive third-party marketplace and developer community built around what? The Ninja Trader platform. It connects over thousands, probably more independent vendors and educators with active traders, offering thousands of custom tools, indicators, and apps designed to enhance the charting, automate trading strategies, and improve overall trading performance. Like not two, not three, not five, not 10, not 100, thousands. Okay, guys, type it in the Google like me. What is Ninja Trader ecosystem? You basically can dive into the in their ecosystem. It's a website, and you can search for any type of indicator you have in mind, and you can find it. because somebody has already built that indicator for you. And not only one type of the indicator, different kind of styles for different kind of inclinations and nuances and all of that. You can find all of that. Thousands and thousands of indicators. Okay? Choose whatever you wanted to. Whatever is fits for you, style, trading, and mindset, and all of that. Now, with a Deepdom and a deep chart, do you have this luxury? Not so, okay? Not so quick. You don't. You have only two people developing. What does that mean? That means Andrea and Fabio, not in charge of the future development of the platform because it is rebranded. It is rebranded. Guys, it is rebranded platform. That's what they're saying. And who in charge of what kind of indicators will be developed? Not them. They may impact with their voice and opinion. Hey, we need this and that and this. Do they in charge with the development of the whole platform? Because there's a many assets of the platform you need to manage. Now you will see why Kraken actually bought the Ninja. Will the Kraken ever buy the Deepchart rebranded platform? In a second, you'll get the answer. But the Q is the ecosystem is a large amount of developers, vendors, programmers, and bottom line, indicators, automation, different kind of software, drawing tools, all of that is a massive amount that you can tap instantly. You can get a free Ninja Trader platform, and you can get a bunch of free indicators on the Ninja platform that no other, I'm letting you know, no other platform have that wide and many years build ecosystem. Do you know how long Ninja Trader exists? In you can actually, I've done it again too. I've typed it in the Google. Okay, how old is the Ninja Trader platform? That's what I've typed. Ninja Trader platform is 23 years old, having been founded in 2003 by Raymond Deux, whatever. And let me see what they say. Originally launched as a desktop application, it has since grown into a multi-asset brokerage, and platform with an ecosystem over 2 million users. Guys, over 2 million users. For more information on history and software, go to blah, blah, blah. Okay, do this research on Google. Like Google gonna tell you, not me. It's not the opinion. What I'm bringing right now is the solid facts. I wanna be factual. Okay? Because say that deep charts and Deepdom is a crap is the opinion. It's not factual. I wanna bring you facts that you can compare the apples with apples. Okay, you need to know what questions to ask, and this is some of the questions. So 23 years old platform. Now let's take a look. What is actually is leaded to? It's leaded to that it took for Deepcharts to develop the Heatmap that they name it as a Deepdom over 2 years. Did you see, guys, the first video by Andrea where he typed it like complete order flow and he posted it 2 years ago? At least a year, I think. I already forget, year or two. They couldn't finish the heat map because it's like enormous task, guys. Enormous. Now they've been able to finish it, but it took them 2 years. Do you want the same speed to develop for something serious? That's up to you. Okay, now let's go to the question of the innovation. The innovation by the thousands of the vendors or programmers, could you compare with the innovations of the 2 people, okay, 5 people team, okay? Fabio, Andrea, maybe Carmen, maybe, and maybe Enrico, and maybe like 2 other guys, okay. Maximum 5, 7 people. Innovation. And the mindset, boom. And see the mindset and innovations by the thousands of the people. Is that a difference? I should say so. Now, along with the low commissions clearinghouse and the ecosystem, which is open on the Ninja, you see I'm drawing it, okay? They be able to come up with the most advanced indicator you never even have in mind, by the way, never even thought about, outside what Andrea and the other guys from the deep charts even showed to you. You don't know about their existence. You only know about the deep charts heat map and the big trades and something else maybe, okay? That's cool. But that's like, dude, do you know that that's just like this low? If you take how many indicators on the Ninja platform? Wow. Now, let's take a look. Yes, yeah, I put the sluggish and clunky, but I need to check it. I'm gonna check it myself with the tools, a professional tools, how actually clunky and sluggish of the deep chart platform, because there's a bunch of people now they're actually coming to the bestorderflow.com and buying the same indicators, so even because we are faster than them, and they're like, oh, deep charts is slow. I don't know yet. I don't know. Myself, I'm going to check it with the professional tools and detection. I'm going to detect that, okay? I'm not going to rely on somebody else's opinions, but it's too early to say so. But I have a few users who actually have done that, come from the deep charts to the best order flow. Now, let's take a look what I put here in yellow. Kraken has acquired NinjaTrader for 1.5 billion. What? 1.5 billion? Billion gazillion. It's not just millions, it's a billion, and acquired in May 2025. So I was just like, dude, what is this for? What is this for? What is the value in the NinjaTrader? And I type it my question right here in the Google. You see my question, why Kraken merged with the NinjaTrader? So Kraken is a massive authority company for the crypto market. Now, and look at the answer. Look over here. Okay, Kraken acquired NinjaTrader for 1.5 billion to bridge the gap between trading finance, trade fi, and the crypto market. The merger accelerates Kraken, so they buy the Ninja to accelerate Kraken multi-asset strategy to offer a 24/7 global platform where users can seamlessly trade crypto, futures, equities, and other financial assets in one place. Oh, dude, I don't know when they're going to implement all of the details, but look, the strategic goal driving this landmark acquisition, who going to buy the deep charts if that is a rebranded platform? Even if you have a 10 millions, will you buy that platform? Now, I don't know, maybe you will, okay? Now, US and this is the actually answer why they actually bought it, because Kraken gained the Ninja Traders CFTC registered futures commission merchant FCM license. So the Kraken bought their license. The license cost 1.5 billion gazillion dollars. Do the deep charts ever will acquire that kind of license? This allows Kraken to officially offer crypto futures and derivatives directly to the U.S. market. You see, even just like when you're building a platform, like thinking about all kind of licenses, it's not the easy part. We're gonna come back to that because you will see that you overpay for the data that they're selling to you. Okay, because I mean, who's gonna give them discount for the data? I have no idea. But their data is also, it's like, dude, I'm really surprised why the deep charts or Deepdom data is actually more expensive than you can get anywhere from the pro firms. Okay, let's go to the next slide, by the way. Are you guys agree on all of that in terms of that this is the facts and not my opinion? Do you have any questions about what I covered so far? Let's go to this slide. Okay, now we're still comparing the platform. Let me go a little bit faster because, okay, I already covered a bunch of that, 23 years. Now, one of them, for example, when Andrea being asked about the automation scripts, they, on the deep charts, they say, no, there is a no automation over here. We don't know when we'll do it, we're not gonna do that, whatever. Now, but the Ninja is actually known for the automation scripts. They have stop loss automations, they have strategy automations, and they let others, you, if you wanted to, develop any scripts to automate any indicators you wanted to. That's because they open ecosystem. And the deep charts is not open ecosystem, because when you build automation or any indicator for them, they need to unpack whole platform and repack it back. Dude, that's a lot. That's a lot of work. It consumes hours and manpower. Okay. Now let me ask you: Did you ever seen that deep charts being updated on a regular basis like Ninja? Ninja does. But I never actually hear that Deepdom, deep charts, they just pretty new and they're still not catching up. They're really like a dog, like trying to catch up, okay, and like a behind. Yeah, I'm sorry for you guys. You are working very hard. You are working so hard, but because there's two people working, two programmers. Oh, okay, I'm sorry for you. You need to build up the team of programmers and hire somebody else, not just like a two people. I mean, two people is like, even if you have a 10 people, is not enough, because there's licenses, brokerage fees, commissions, data fees. I mean, indicators, the platform itself, the security. I mean, the licensing, all of that. Oh, dude, that's a lot. Okay, ask any programmer who understands what's going on. Okay, now the 23 years of reliability with the Ninja Trader, and you can say that there's a reliability of what deep charts as a rebranded is only 1 year history, probably, right? Now, could you do you see the difference? 22 years difference. Now, the actually Ninja, if you install it from the scratch, fresh out of the box, new version which is released yesterday, you will see that it's super fast. Big trades orders and big trades zones. Now, the deep charts actually have the big trades indicator, right? That's a bubble. Now, deep trades. I mean, deep charts, big trades indicator over here does show where the order happens on the price line, right over here. But it doesn't actually show the zone, how long it took for this order to match from the aggressive side to the passive side, okay, of the order flow. So it doesn't really register correctly. We have a very different formula. We know we have a very different formula. The way that this order, maybe this is, let's say, green, and we buy, this is the buying order, right? It started over here and it's travel like this. On the deep charts, if it goes something like this, it's already like interrupted. Okay, the way that they coded it is different than what we do, and we actually track the order that can travel, different ways and even ended over here. So we know it started here and ended over here, and this is the complete big trade zone. Okay, because when you expecting the price to come and retest it, it may retest only on the surface, or may go into the middle of that, or can go into the very deep lowest part of that to retest. So now, but when you know the zone is the larger than the simply size of the bubble, you understand it. Now, they don't have that component on their big trades. That's why we decided to call our indicators smart trades, because we want to depart from any other bunch of other people. They call their indicators big trades. Okay, because it's a big by size, but it should be tracked by the ID. What good about the deep charts, that they have an ID, okay, of the orders. They build these big trades indicators based on, but other people who saying, oh, we have a big trades indicator on this platform or that platform. No, that's not the same big trades indicator like the Deepcharts is done. Okay. And we on the best order flow, that's exactly what we do. We build it on based on the ID of the orders, which is level, some people call it level 3. Okay. It's simply detailed level 2. Okay, data. But it is the ID, so we track it. And by the way, we actually have a, yeah, they actually, I think that they have two type of the big trades, and we also have a big two types of the big trades. Many people don't know the difference because some of them is high frequency trades, and that is what our indicator is capable to do. But no any other indicator on the Ninja is capable to register high frequency big trades like what we do. So our formula is precise, accurate, because we're using the appropriate data. Okay, so anyway, but we do have the zones. We have the zones. Here we go. And the big trades doesn't have any zones. It's just a one example. Guys, let me actually clean that a little bit and ask you a question. How much do you ready to pay for the data? Why is that important for you? Because you pay for the data like every single month, right? Isn't it? So do you want to overpay for the data? And bottom line is, if you take a look over here and you're going to see the Ninja provider, or on the Ninja, you can use any prop firms directly from them, Rhythmic, okay, which is a full-blown 400, 500 up and down price lines data, okay, which is really like more than you needed and the really most accurate data. I helped the other person on a live support to get it for $15, okay, $15, guys, $15 for Rhythmic. Now on the Deepcharts, it's actually going, I forget exactly the prices. Do you guys know how much you pay for Rhythmic in the Deepcharts? But what they say themselves, that it is actually higher than DX feed. Okay, DX feed, whatever, feed is cheaper than the Rhythmic, okay, on the deep chart. And why? DX feed is not cheap. It's actually already you jumping. Now, the thing is, guys, if you want to trade, most of the people trade the prop firms. Now, look at that. Look at that. When you trade the deep charts, why do you need to, and you trade it with the DX feed, why do you need to go on the prop firm and then buy the Rhythmic? Why? With the Ninja, you simply buy prop firm Rhythmic, okay, data, and this is it. I'm going to talk about the Heatmap and Deepmap even more intense, okay? When you're trading a Heatmap on the best order flow, how many charts do you need? Extra charts. How many monitors do you need? Could you place all your indicators on the same chart with the best order flow? When person is actually trader, what do you trade? Could you guys type for me, you trade the time frame, or what type of the charts you are trading, based on the time frame, based on the ticks, based on what? The thing is, on the Deepdom, Deepdom is a heat map that's developed as the what? Evaluation tool, charting tool, but not execution tool. And it's not integrated with every other. What? Because, why is that so? Think about that. Deepdom as a heat map is the tick charts. If you're trading on the time chart, 5 minutes, 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, you need to have a one chart. Look at me, guys. One chart is tick chart, and this one is not tick charts. It's a time chart, and you need to match you two pieces of the brain, two eyes. One is looking at the one chart, and another is looking at the another chart, because you cannot trade on the Deepdom. You're trading on your chart, and on a 30 seconds is my favorite, for example, right? Not always, but most often, right? And what's going on? What is going on? I need to come up with the way to merge in my head, in my trader's head, tick data and visual on the deep chart with my time chart. That is the biggest problem with the Bookmap heat map. That is the biggest problem. Another answer with the ATAS heat map. That is the same problem with the Deepdom heat map. Is that a good answer for you? But on the best order flow, heat map, all indicators integrated. Okay, anyway, let me show you just this image, okay? That's one of my screenshots. You see that this is the true DOM on the right side. Do you guys see that? That, by the way, Deepdom doesn't even have the true DOM yet, level 3 data, or you can call it MBO data. The Andrea tried to show it to us a couple days ago, but he was not capable, so it's not finished. But this is not a level 2 DOM on the right side. It's a level 3 DOM, or it's an MBO DOM. It's a true MBO. By the way, the icebergs, they don't have the way that icebergs actually start to generate on the DOM. We do have that indicator on the DOM and on the chart. Our icebergs, even you can see the conception of that iceberg, where it was conceived, okay? And then it was changed the position and then boom, executed. And executed on the DOM. You can see the process of execution of the iceberg on the DOM. No any other platform or indicator for icebergs ever done so. Period. Okay? You can see that on the DOM, but they don't have it because they don't have a DOM tree yet, and they probably will never have the icebergs on the DOM. So we have it on the DOM and we have it on the chart for the icebergs. I've made this image. Do you guys see this image? I made this image a couple days ago, and the point is, did you see the footprint? Do you see the footprint, full-blown, not just the candles like they have on a Deepdom, but the full functional footprint with a time frame you love to trade? And you see the smart trades indicators right there. You can see bid and ask. You can see the heat map liquidity over here, and you can see the true DOM level 3 with the MBO data on that. And below, I just took this out of the screen. There is some other indicators that I love to use. Okay, so my bottom line is, do you want to be a schizophrenic? That's my impression when I look at the Bookmap, Heatmap, and on another screen or chart that I need to trade with. Did you notice that the Carman is always looking like that? Dude, I don't have my neck is so flexible. He is younger, yeah. I have a six monitors, but you know how awkward it is to trade with even 2 monitors instead of having every single chart on the same and every single indicator on the same chart, because all indicators that we build then can be much in the same chart, and you don't need a separate monitor, you don't need a separate chart, you can analyze it on the same chart. Okay, here we go. At least this is really fast and easy. Like I have thousands of these screenshots. Okay, again, this is about the quite similar to the previous one. You see that this is the ES, this is the true DOM. You see how many contracts on the right side. You see the volume on the left side. Then you see my favorite 3 indicators that I love: Delta 1, Delta 2, speed of market over here. If you want to replace it with other indicators, you are free to replace it with your favorite indicators, whatever stochastics you wanted to, or whatever. You're not limited to preconditioned choices on a deep DOM. It's all integrated and works flawlessly. Now, did you guys even ever click on the Heatmap, free-heatmap.com? Free-heatmap.com, which should be on this screen streaming right now. You can see it. If did you guys even let me go over there, because bottom line is no need to for extra monitor or display. Don't need to split your mindset, because for me it's a two mindset to trade on the tick chart and on the time chart. I need to like match where is this bubble matching to my footprint. Dude, this is the hard mental work. Do I want to be a schizophrenic? I'm not yet. Okay, I'm not planning to be one. Okay, because all order flow indicators and outside of the order flow, outside of the bestorderflow.com, all other indicators can be run on your chart with the heat map. But this heat map that we just developing and releasing in just a few days, guys, it's gonna blow your mind, because I put something that I shouldn't probably. Let me show you that yeah, it is actually stated that it is all indicators are integrated, as you can see over here. But now on the June 1, we're releasing a new version. This new version, we improved our speed. Guys, we are bestorderflow.com heatmap is the fastest on the Ninja, period. Nobody done faster heat maps than us. You know that. I already preach about that. But now we overpass ourselves. We overdone. We even build a faster new version that we planning to release on a June 1 for 80 to 100 times. Do you understand what does that mean? That means it's gonna be blazingly fast. That means I'm gonna test the Deepdom, and by the way, we already have like a Bookmap. If you put like a 3 heat maps charts from Bookmap on the New York Open high volatility, dude, they just freeze. They freeze, and they don't give you any data. And when they unfreeze, boom, they show you the current situation without even showing where the price was. So they just missing pieces of the data when they freeze. That's what's going on with the book map, heat map. Now I don't know about the deep dome heat map yet, but it's easy for me to compare. Just to open as many as you can, right on the New York market open on the ES and NQ, and you're gonna see that. Now, with our version, you can open 10 charts, because sometimes you're trading, you want to see the heat map on the NQ, you want to see that on the ES, on maybe a micro on both of them. Now it's a 4 charts, micro ES and micro NQ, because I love, by the way, micro NQ, guys, data, by the way. Sometimes I put the data from the mini and micro on the same chart, okay? Some of you guys who attend my live support every Monday, you're seeing that, okay? Now, what else you may trade? You may trade gold. You may trade. By the way, the Deepdom doesn't let you trade gold right now. I don't know. Whatever. Ask them again, because it doesn't work. Now, you want to trade gold. You want to trade oil, for example. Now, you see how many charts right now? Are you able to run the heat maps on all of them? With the best order flow, new heat map, yes, sir. And it's not gonna freeze on you like any other heat map in the industry. Not only on the Ninja, but in the industry. Try to open 10 instruments heat maps at the same time on the New York Open, and you're gonna be blown away. Okay, lagging and freezing gonna kill your account as easy as like that. We already tested that. We're planning to release it on the June 1, planning to release it, okay? Because we already checked the technology. It's already that fast, okay? So now, if you wanna get a free heat map, yeah, we need to know, do you qualify? I don't want to give my heat map free left and right and then taking care of the support, because some people don't even understand that they're eating my time. I don't want to do that. But if you qualify, if you have a good account, social account, I mean, like not the social account. If you have a good number of the traders following you on your YouTube and your Discord, and it's a live traders, dude, fantastic. I'm gonna love to give you a free new heat map. Okay, or if you participated in a guys, do you see on this screen me competing? It was my first time ever competing on the Ninja Trader. Ninja Trader now is releasing $250,000 in prizes. Okay, go to the Ninja right now, ninjatrader.com. You'll see $250 awards. Do you imagine the deep charts ever do $250 for the competition? Dude, and you asking me ATS, Bookmap? What else? What else do you want to ask me? Dude, think yourself, okay? This is the only and only and only Ninja Trader, okay? That's why we use the Ninja Trader platform, because my team doesn't have to preoccupy with the platform. We just build incredible indicators based on that. And there's a team working on that. So now look at this. Look at this, guys. I want you to see this. I want to see. That was my first ever competition. First ever competition. Look at the Carmen right here. I don't want to put him down because I respect him, by the way. Now, but let me, you see where the Carmen is? That was my very first competition. I was like, at this moment, I was 523 positive. I think I was even more positive at the end of that. But that was, you see the Carmen? He was minus 1,500. Dude, do you see the difference? Like 2,000 difference. And I'm like, dude, that was my first one. And I simply traded only one instrument, gold, and boom, I've done 100% positive. I don't know how I've done it. I don't know, guys. Maybe luck, maybe my indicators. I am not gonna say it is indicators, but ability to read the charts. That's my point. When you read the charts correctly with the correct indicators, you get the clue, oh, chart is talking to you, instead of you asking the charts what's going on. No, the charts is gonna give you the message. There is absorption, there is exhaustion, there is the other side is taking upper hand after exhaustion and absorption, and boom, that's where you execute. And especially when you combine delta 2 and delta 1 and the market speed indicator in the same single, you see in the same single candle, you know this is it. This is you. Best setup ever. You was waiting for a long time. Guys, if you being on my Mondays where I teach how I trade and other systems that I educate, and I share my PDFs, and everything is completely open so far. I need to charge a huge amount of money for this, and I probably will, but so far I share it for free. And the key is what I'm teaching, but the ability to read the charts, so you can put your own system, you can put your own rules if you know how to read the charts with the indicators that you tune, and those indicators is talking to you. I'm a cofactor, I'm a cofactor, I'm another cofactor, and I'm the best cofactor. Boom, 3 points in a row, 3 DAX in a row, 5 DAX in a row, 5 rules at the same time create as a cofactor to the perfect execution. That's what I'm teaching about. Yes, you will be able to use any of the Carmines or Fabio or Andrea or any whatever great champion, order flow patterns or the models, if you understand how to read the charts indicators for the order flow, and you have a good and appropriate indicators that actually talks to you, the type of the indicators that talks to you, not somebody else decided, okay, this indicator that I'm going to use or that indicator. No. You're going to use the ones that, and you're going to tune it the way that it works for you. That's what I'm about. So what's my point? My point is I've got $100 from the from the Ninja, because I was like, what, 300 on the list, whatever, something. They send me $100. If you want something like that, if they send you $100, okay, look at my trades. That was a gold, right? So this is the screens. If you can provide me any proof that you've been participated in the past, That's fine. Or in the competition that's going on right now, or in the competition that is actually coming, in any of them, and you want $100, let me know directly, okay? So, but the point is, look at these people. Look at these people. Number one in ranking, this guy, Josh, $2,000. 25 about $100. Another guy, 2,300, 2,300, 2,200, 2,200. Look at them. You see these people? He got 100,000 in cash, this guy. 100,000. Okay, grand prize, actually, he got 8,000. Sorry. Grand prize. Yeah, but that was intermediate. If he been on the next level of the competition, I think it's 100,000. Okay, you see the winning prizes is over here, so you can read that. Anyway, go right now, because now prizes, I think that it is actually 250,000 in total prizes, and you're not gonna win $100. Give me a break, dude. You need to do that now, and you need to see others who are actually capable to do that. Believe me, there's not only Andrea, there's not only Fabio, there's not only another freaking champion you never seen. You're seeing champions over here, real champions who can prove you. That is interesting, okay? You will see the people actually capable to make gazillions amount of money on the Ninja. And there's a lot of other educators. Instead of only ones that pushed you on the YouTube, only Fabio and another guy and another guy, 2-3 people, and they're like, dude, we are the only guys. They are not the only people who can trade and who can teach. And then one day it's gonna click to you, aha, and it's become your system. And with the indicators from best order flow, that's not by mistake. We name it our company as the best order flow because we are the fastest on the Ninja platform. And on June 1, we're releasing a new heat map that's gonna create a new standards for everybody on the industry for the speed and productivity and efficiencies of the heat maps. Okay, it's going to be a historical in terms of the performance that you're going to see it in a one single screen. See heat map, footprint, and every other indicator that you'll have to trade it with. The bottom line is go through this survey, okay? That you don't need to submit your email. I don't take any information from you. Just I want to see if I qualify for the free heat map. Boom, you click over here and you're gonna get the 3 questions, okay? Simply 3 questions over here. You answer 3 questions, you're gonna get the answer if you qualify. That we have a 40% discount on every single package, including the monthly. It is the first payment discount, not every payment. First payment discount, okay? Say thank you to me because I wasn't open to that, but my team told me, yeah, you need to. I mean, then let people do this. Now, if you want to do a heat map, guys, look at the heat map, in particularly new heat map. We're going to release the new version on the go to monthly. We're planning to release on a June 1. Now, let's do, you see this 248, 3 month? This is 3 month. Okay, Deepchart is doing 3 months as well, 3 months, 6 months, year. We're doing 3 months, okay, 3 months. And with a 40% discount, bottom line will be only $50 a month for the heat map, that the current version. And you're gonna get a free update in a couple of weeks for the new version. And it's only $50 per month for the first payment for first 3 months. Guys, if you don't want it, you can drop it. You can stop this subscription yourself in your cabinet, in your office, on this website, whatever. But $50 per month, is that what? Is that gonna kill you? No, this is the lowest ever I ever made, guys, ever. Or like here is the pack 3 early new heat map is 40%. Okay, it's $1,000. Take a 40% discount, That is a tremendous discount. I've done it only on a new year, guys, and now, okay, only on a new year. I'm gonna take it, by the way. I'm gonna put the limitations for how long this discount is gonna be, and I'm not scaring you, but that's true. I'm not running the discount like that forever. I'm gonna do it maybe for a couple weeks max. Okay, just like think about that: $50 for the heat map. Okay, now guys, look, this is the gold running right now in a live. This is the live gold running right now. You know what's the beauty of this chart? That on the gold there is a market maker. The Deepdom heat map is not capable to filter out market makers. Not capable to. There is no other dome is capable to. But now, because you see, look. When you see on their dome, you see only one number because it's a dome level 2. Now you see this 100 and you see this 100. This is a market maker. This is a market maker. Okay. In the level 2 dome, you will see only the number 106 right now, okay, over here. You see that? Or over here, 111, okay, that number. But you don't see that there's other orders because only level 3 dome, which is, this is level 3 dome, okay? MBO by D dome. This is it. I hope it's the answer to you. We are capable to fade out market maker. And that's exactly what I've done on this heat map, guys. I able to filter out and blank out market makers on this chart. Looks like over here, 22, we'll see, 5, again, where is the large jump in the numbers? Maybe over here, let's see, 5, okay. I can place with my mouse, I can see where the big, actually, let me go to the other previous session. Maybe I can do that over here. Because the point is that with our software, you're able to filter out market maker because Deepdom, and you can pass it to anybody, by the way, is giving you a false signals on liquidity if they don't filter the market maker, period. This is, by the way, bingo. That's one of the biggest points. Deepdom chart, Deepdom heat map is not capable to filter out market makers. This, what in front of you, I made specifically to demonstrate that we are capable to. And where is the market maker? Look at these guys. Look at these guys. You see the 100 over here, and let me enlarge it. You see 250 right over here on your screen. Do you see that 100? And there is like a, let me keep it over here. Do you see this 250? Do you see this 250 right above my mouse? That is the market maker. So now it is the early Asian session. There is a 2 or 3 of them. One of them 100, another one is 250, and there's another one should be 300. Yeah, you see this guy, 300. This is the market maker, and they are sitting on the equal distances from the price line. But they're not jumping out like 300 over here from the chart on to me. Let me see that. I can put my mouse. I can see where they were. And not over here, because this is actually real guys sitting 34, total 61. Okay, that's a real people. But anyway, I can show you. Come on every Monday support. I'm going to show you where they are actually, how I hide it. And you will see the market maker still on the heat map, but I hide that so because it's no value information as the liquidity for me, because the market maker always changing their position on top of the others. There's no even like that's why the other like a Bookmap heat map, like a ATAS heat map, and like a Deepdom heat map, they give you a false positive liquidity errors. Do you want that? Bingo.